So I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, and that's well established. Through time immemorial, and this year of our Lord, 20-aught, it's not 20-aught, it's 2-aught-23, 2023, our year of the Lord, 2023. Mr. Potato Head, the banana tree kicking Joe Rogan, the MMA wannabe Joe Rogan, the stoner, the drunk, the public intoxicant. I wonder how he's processing what's going on now with Dana White, his sensei, as Dana comes out and sides with Bud Light. Who knew Dana White would send Bud Light whatever you call it, a lifeline? Hey, this is Bud Light. I'd like to call my friend Dana White for a lifeline. And Joe Rogan's like, oh my God, Bud Light, you're so stupid. How would you ever think you're going to get a front kick to your face like Captain America? You're going to put out cold. Dana White's never signed with you, Bud Light. Throw that light blue can in the trash. But lo and behold, how are you going to process it, Big Joey R? Big Joey Rogan, Mr. Potato Head, how are you going to process it? Because Dana White has a lot of conservative values. But the great thing about the great people, the really great ones, they don't, monkety-monk around. They've got whatever you say inside, a core value situation. They have a higher sense. Joe Rogan, he flows like a dauber on the tide. He's washing this way, he's washing that way. Whatever suits his purposes at that point, that's what Joe Rogan is. Dana White, who knew it? Joe, I'm the same boat you are. Me and Joe be like, holy shit, what? Joe, I'm an idiotic, stupid dog. Joe's an idiotic, stupid potato head, banana tree kicker. Hey, we're both like, oh, the fuck, Dana White siding with, we wouldn't have predicted it. Because what you see is the image in, what do you say, histrionics, or today's, culture, subculture, the thing where you call it the current events. You would have said Dana White's pretty conservative. Dana White don't take no bullshit. Dana White, the thing is, he's a self-made man. He's a self-made, billionaire. Billionaire, all right, over here. So we never could have predicted he was this, he was that. He's not a cultish. Poor old Joey R., he's an occultish, fathead. None of them, including me, the idiotic, stupid dog, would have predicted that Dana White would have been so loyal to Bud Light. We could start calling him Dana Light over here, right? Dana Light. But still in all, whenever you see these people, these certain ones, this was the dog's theory of, I forget, I'm the dog, I came up with the theory that, there's certain ones out there that keep us all at a certain level. There's certain benchmark individuals, and our society really is a lot more shitty, a lot more stupid, a lot more flawed, a lot more failure-esque than these ones that prop us up, these tentpole people. I had a theory, I forget what it was. I'll look it up. You could look it up. Hey, any adherents out there, if you want to become the adherent of the month, predict. It was the dog's theory about something that certain individuals, they're a little bit smarter. They're the benchmarks. They hold us all up. Who knew that Dana White was one of these ones? Who knew? Liz Cheney, Liz Cheney. We all thought Liz Cheney was, she threw her sister under the bus. We thought Liz Cheney was a piece of shit. She was standing up. Who knew that milk toast, white toothpaste-esque, Mr. Pence, was it Mr. Pence? I don't know what his first name was. The vice president, Donald Trump, is very integral in saving our Constitution. Who knows? Mike Pence. I think his name is Mike Pence. Mike Pez. It's like a Pez dispenser. Who knows? This guy, this toad head, this Q-tip head, he was the one. He kissed Donald Trump's ass until his lips got turned blue, and then he stood up against him when he had to. He didn't stand up to him to the very essence. Mike Pence should get some kind of a national, you know what I'm saying, where they give people their parole, or not their parole, but they pension them off. Mike Pence should get maybe $1 million a year for saving the Constitution. This new Speaker of the House looks like a dweebus, looks like a fool. He's in that ilk of a Joe Rogan. Joe, he's dobbing. He's floating with the tide. He's wishy-washy. He's floating back and forth. If he loses some adherents, he's going to vote this way. If he gets built up, he's going to go back to loving Donald Trump. Joe Rogan is a Donald Trump sycophant. You would have thought Dana White was, whatever you say, very conservative, of that ilk, of that like. But it turns out when he endorses Bud Light, he's doing it because Bud Light to him was there at the beginning, and now he's not throwing them under the bus. It's loyalty. He's saying Kid Rock started this whole bullshit, and Kid Rock, he's serving Bud Light in his bars. I mean, and all the idiots, all the dweebuses, all the dipshits, all the fuckheads, all the DeWandabes, all the fucking idiots who don't know how to think for themselves, they can't get it. They're like thunderstruck. Joe Rogan and all his horde of sycophantal integrates, they're all like, oh my God, Dana White is going with that light blue can. I can't believe it. The truth is, Dana White, he probably didn't even want to pick this fight, but he said this. He's like, they were with me when I didn't have this. I didn't have that. I needed to take a step up. They were with me. They made me. Now I'm not turning my back on them. And plus, I don't think Dana White is for really ugly, wispy, like daddy long leg-esque transgender, whatever's, endorsers. What do you call those people? Influencers. I don't think he thought that transgender influencer was attractive or could do a good job selling Bud Light. Who picked that woman out that used to be a man? Who the F knows? Because you got to pick one out. Usually the blacks. I don't know why the blacks look a little bit better once they go from man to woman. Usually the whites don't look that good. You look at Kyle Jenner, whatever that guy's name, Bruce Jenner's alter ego, Kylie Jenner. I mean, that thing, you would run that thing over. If you saw that thing out on a Halloween night and you were in a station wagon, you would run that son of a bitch over to put it out of its misery and kick it into the creek. You would not let that thing go on. It's just that ugly. I'm like stupid dog. I'm not producing hate. I wouldn't want to get a strike against me from YouTube. I'm just saying, you would not, you would not ask Kylie Jenner out, not the Kylie, but the Bruce who became Kaylee or Kylie, I don't know. You would not say that's, to me, the ideal of womanhood or femininity or beauty or enticing. You would not say that. But, just, so I don't think Dana White was big on it. I don't think he was like, but he's on a higher plane. He's on a higher level. He's up there with the vice president's daughter from the Bush administration, whatever their names was, Darth Vader's daughter. She threw her sister under the bus, but then all of a sudden she finally fought for the Constitution, for the rule of law. And I don't know if Dana White's fighting for nothing other than that he has a certain amount of loyalty. Plus, he's like, you're not hurting me. You're not goading me. You're not dictating to me. You're not going to F with me. See what I'm saying? So Dana White came out as a Bud Light, he's doing business with Bud Light. He's not afraid. He's not scared. Dana White is like your buddy, and you got these drinking buddies, and they all gave up Bud Light because when they hired that ugly transgender person, everybody, and Kid Rock said we all have to do this, that, the other thing. They all got on the bandwagon because most people are half-witted morons and they do whatever the tide. They flow with the tide like Joe Rogan, Mr. Potato Head. They flow with the tide. Well, Dana White, he stood there and said, I'm not flowing with the tide. I'm like that island out in the middle Pacific with 2 coconut trees. If you crash land your plane near, you could swim to it before the sharks get you. You can live there for a few months before finally you get rescued. Dana White's like, I'm one of them benchmark people. It's the dog's theory of, I can't remember. I came up with the theory. I still can't remember. That's why I don't trust the dog. Do not trust Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, he's a moronic, I don't know. He's like something's bad wrong with him. Just look at him closely. First off, if you lose your hair when you're like 22, something's bad wrong with you. If you don't get cancer and die, just get out of the way. You live on. It just becomes more potato head-esque, more, disgusting and whatever. So Joe, he never really had it. And but he caught on. He caught like a whatever. But I'm sure Joe Rogan's like, oh my God, Dana White? Dana White? All the while, Joe is trying to catch back up with Donald Trump. Joe had already, divorced himself with Donald Trump. Now he's remarrying Donald Trump. He's cozying up to Donald Trump. He's spooning with Donald Trump. He's propping up Donald Trump. He's putting Donald Trump's whole roady, grody, pruny sack right in his mouth and sucking on his nads. But that's okay for Joe. I don't know what Joe's doing. Joe must be having nightmares. Joe's like, Dana White is siding with Bud Light? Joe Rogan must be calling up Kid Rock and saying, Kid, what are we going to do? Dana White is our sensei over here. What are we going to do? I mean, Dana White, and the thing is, Dana White, he is, like I tried to say, I don't even think he really liked the whole situation with Bud Light, but he's like, I'm loyal to Bud Light, plus no one's going to herd me like a lemming over a cliff. And it's all for the rest of us. And I mean, I'm putting myself in the Joe Rogan category. I'm an idiot, stupid dog, doesn't know anything. I say shit all the time that's stupid. I mean, Joe Rogan thinks it's okay to continuously use the N-word because why, no one could tell. But the dog thought, he could use a derivation of the N-word as a joke. And that should be condemned. That shouldn't be accepted. Whatever. It's all confusing. Nobody really knows. Only the good people know. And there's almost no good ones left. Only the good people know, and there's almost no good people left. So what are you going to do? I'm an idiotic, stupid dog, and this is the dog signing off.